now back behind the HinderCars.com page. Truck Justin Peck and Dason Pursley, row number 1. Rico Abreu and Tyler Thompson in row 2. Tanner Thorson and Justin Sanders in row 3. Row 4, Cory, Eliason and Jason Solwold. Row 5 is Brenham Crouch and Giovanni Scelzi. Row 6, Brent Marks and Danny Sams. Row 7, Tanner Holmes and Joel Myers. Row 8, Colton Heath and Brad Sweet. Row 9, Darren Pittman and Chase Randall. Then Cy Lynch, Dominic Scelzi, Jesse Schlotfeldt, Trey Starks, Max Mittry, and Robbie Price. Skagit Speedway, we got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green.
Through the first corner, it's Rico Abreu digging on the bottom, chasing Justin Peck. Peck to the low side of 3 and 4, the first lap of the Skagit Nationals, led by the 26.
Dason Pursley fighting off a charge from the 13L of Tyler Thompson. The yellow's out, car around at the back. It's Robbie Price. Looks like Dominic Scelzi getting a piece as well, as Scelzi hangs a hard left into the work area in the infield. So Dominic Scelzi and Robbie Price started at the tail end of the field, 20th and 24th. And there is the look at the front end there for Dominic Scelzi. Here's a look from the infield cam in turn 3. Looks like Scelzi lost the handle on the car, and Robbie Price clobbered into the side of him.
Again, with a full run of it, may as well take a look over it and find out that everything's okay.
Yeah, he started this race 20th. He'll restart 23rd, so really not losing too much. He'll be right behind Trey Starks, his teammate, for this upcoming restart. They'll try and follow each other towards the front of the field. We'll try it all again. We did not get a lap completed with Justin Peck and Dason Pursley at the front. Rico Abreu, Tyler Thompson, Tanner Thorson, Justin Sanders. The first 6 drivers in the running order. Chalk stripe in turn number 4, and the green flag waves once again on the Skagit Nationals.
Same move out of Peck. This time, though, Abreu not as good of a start. It's Tyler Thompson and Dason Pursley, the dueling 13 cars, following Justin Peck, who leads lap number 1.
Justin Peck leads lap 1. They're side by side for second. Here's a big slider into turn 1. Tyler Thompson up the racetrack going to take that second spot away, and he will hang on to it down the back straightaway. Tyler Thompson, a great start to the Skagit Nationals. He's up to P2.
It is Thompson taking the position away. A few car lengths back behind Peck, enjoying clean air. Now Pursley back to the bottom, threatening Thompson out at turn number 2. As the pair rolls down the back straightaway, Thompson holds serve for now.
Justin Peck comes across the line. 3 laps complete. At nearly 1 second is the gap from first to second. Dason Pursley in third. Rico Abreu fourth, and challenged down low by Tanner Thorson. Thorson, the first car inside the top 10. Make that the top 5 to work out of the line, not run the top in 1 and 2. Once again, pulls up next to Rico. Thorson's got the bottom rolling.
And Thorson's going to have to deal with Justin Sanders, who's trying to get up and knock the curb down right now. Losing touch with Abreu for a second. Here comes Sanders looking for a top 5 run for the Ridge & Sons Racing 87.
5 complete, 35 to go in the Skagit Nationals, and the lap traffic is already in the visor of your race leader, Justin Peck, closing in on Max Mittry, Cy Lynch, and the number 55 XL of Dominic Scelzi. Tyler Thompson still sitting in the second position, as here comes Rico, closing in on the back of Dason Pursley around the outside. There goes Rico up to third.
Boy, the rhythm in which Rico is racing here at Skagit Speedway is fantastic. He has dealt with Pursley, and now on the charge. Let's see how quickly he can run down Tyler Thompson up in the front of this field.
Thompson appears to be closing in on Peck. The last time by, he was 3/10 of a lap faster than your race leader. Tyler Thompson closing in as Peck is rolling into the back of the field. To the outside of Max Mittry, trying to put a lap car in between himself and the second place machine. Here comes Rico Abreu. Here comes Dason Pursley. The top 4 all getting closer off of turn 4.
We had talked that this race is going to be decided in traffic, and that is playing out early here as Justin Peck going up to the high side, and he's bringing the train with him. Down the back straightaway, no lap cars separate Peck and Thompson for now. Bold move by Peck. They're 3 wide off the turn.
Justin Peck trying to get a little banana splitty there, but the yellow comes out. Car spun in turn 2, and that is the number 5 of Brenham Crouch, who was running in the 10th position at the time. I saw him a few laps ago getting very, very close with Jason Solwold. And now Crouch is looking at the wall, as we'll see a replay here, and he gets into the corner right here, Caleb, and just loses the handle on it.
Could not hold the bottom. Does everybody get around? Yes, they do. So good, quick, evasive action for the drivers right in behind him, as we are now 9 complete and 31 to go now up here to Skagit Speedway in that machine. What a week it's been.
It really has. I mean, you put all the puzzle pieces together, a motor, a car, and a driver, and they are making it happen. The Frozen Farmer pick pint out there on the racetrack. Drivers must go either inside or outside of that pick pint, and that will determine which lane they restart in here for the upcoming restart. Peck to the bottom, Thompson to the top. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen Tyler Thompson perform in a big race. He was in the top 10 last year at the Gold Cup for $100 grand there. As we come back to the green, 31 laps remaining at the Skagit Nationals.
Thompson's got to be very careful. Contact between Abreu and Pursley down the front straightaway.
That's going to allow Tanner Thorson to make move to the inside. He'll go by for fourth on Dason Pursley. Challenge for second. Rico trying to put a move on Tyler Thompson. Thompson slams the door. He maintains second. Here comes Tanner Thorson off the bottom. Thorson looking for the third spot. He takes fourth at the line, but now looking at Rico off of turn number 2.
Surging forward is Tanner Thorson to the inside. I don't think anybody's passed Rico Abreu other than the first few laps of the main on Thursday night. And Thorson looking to be the first to do that down on the bottom.
A quarter of the race gone. 11 in and 29 remaining for your race leader, Justin Peck. Thorson losing some ground down the back straightaway, back into the clutches of Dason Pursley, but Thorson very good off the bottom at turn number 4. Your race leader, Justin Peck, enjoying a 1.3 second lead the last time by.
Now for fourth, Pursley back up on Thorson, who loses touch with Abreu for a second. Dason Pursley going up top, coming after Thorson, who's committed to that low side. He's got his battle plan, and he is following it here as we've got 13 complete.
Dason Pursley tries a slider on Tanner Thorson. Thorson brushes him off and maintains that fourth position as they roll back into turns 3 and 4. Car around in turn number 2. It's Brad Sweet around. And the bad weekend goes from bad to worse to even worse. Involved in 2 heat race incidents this week on the prelim nights. The first night he hit the wall, blew the rear end out of it. The second night he blew an engine, and tonight he spins the car in the A-main, running in the 15th position.
The championship implications on this one are gigantic. With
this whole weekend.
With the nearest competitor right now, second place, Justin Sanders currently running 6th, the RSR 87.
And Rico third as Brad Sweet, you see him driving backwards on the track, gonna spin it around here. And so Sweet, wow. We mentioned earlier, Rico Abreu came into this weekend 75 points out of the championship lead, and in 2 nights he cut it down to 7, and now we have another, 26 laps to figure out how many more he can take off the lead.
Frozen Farmer pick pint is out quickly on the front straightaway, and Rico goes to the top here to go outside, and look at that. That gives Thorson the inside on this restart. That's going to be fascinating here.
Yeah, and it looked like, when you said that, it looked like Thorson was very surprised that Rico went to the top. He swerved at the last second to get down underneath the pick pint.
Quick decision from him, saying, sure, I'll take the low side, no problem.
He was not expecting that. As we come back to green, it's been all Justin Peck all the time here in the first couple laps of the Skagit Nationals. Around the outside, good start for Tyler Thompson. Thompson for the lead, looking for the lead in turn number 2. Around the outside, he tries to make it happen. It doesn't work. Justin Peck back to the top spot. A stack up in turn 1. It is Brenham Crouch and Danny Sams III, the 2 cars involved. Man, how about that start from Tyler Thompson?
Boy, it was rapid fire, and I don't know if some of the drivers were just kind of caught off guard by, again, the pick pint and how back it came back to it. We should see some work area action here on this as we're going to get a replay here on FloRacing. Let's take a look at how it happened.
This is from the drone. These 2 drivers were running in the 20th and the 14th position. So Danny Sams gets sideways and Crouch plugs into the left rear, and they both come to a stop.
Watching that drone shot, it almost looked like Pursley gave Abreu a love tap again. The thing you worry about is if it's shoved in, the hose pickup down at the bottom of it. If this race gets long and fuel starts getting to be an issue, you'll wonder where that fuel hose, which usually sticks down to the bottom of that tank, is going to end up being for Sams.
But I think, Calvin, that's a great point. Most teams are going to have that pickup over on the right side, the outside of the tail tank, with the way inertia just forces that fuel over to the side. The dent on Sam's over on the left side of that tail tank.
Good point, Tony. Thank you.
Green flag coming back out here. We still got a long ways to go in the Skagit Nationals feature event. Justin Peck maintains the race lead.
Thompson sits in the second spot. Third is Abreu. As down to the bottom with Dason Pursley coming after him as we look from 4 on back. Pursley and Thorson. Cory Eliason on the move as well.
Cory Eliason having a very good performance so far in this main event. Goes 3 wide nearly with the 87 of Justin Sanders and 19 of Brent Marks. Great battle just outside the top 5. Marks down low, Sanders on the outside. He's going after Thorson down the front stretch.
Justin Sanders starting to build some momentum. Almost slides up in front of Thorson. Thorson drives away as Tanner has gotten off the bottom, going to the high side finally for the 88.
Bottom seems to be the preferred groove up at the front of the field in turns 3 and 4. Top in 1 and 2. We've seen that for most of the weekend as here comes Brent Marks. So put the left front tire up on the inside berm. Looking at Justin Sanders for the P6 position down the backstretch.
Marks is building some rhythm as he pressures Justin Sanders around the top of the racetrack for the 87 with Eliason. If he had a rear view mirror, the 45 would be all over it as he makes the bid for position through 2.
Cory Eliason, great run so far in this one. On the back bumper of Brent Marks as they race on the cushion in turns 3 and 4. Eliason going to try and make something happen down here in turns 1 and 2 as Rico is challenging Tyler Thompson. He closes in on him in turns 3 and 4 for the second spot.
Rico Abreu down low on Thompson. Thompson's run a brilliant race so far. We're halfway home, 20 in and 20 to go. Peck, Thompson, Abreu, Pursley, and Thorson has been a consistent top 5 here.
Justin Peck, 20 laps, now 19 laps away from the biggest win of his career without question for so many different reasons. Closing in on the back of the field to the outside of Danny Sams III, trying to put him a lap down. Tyler Thompson trying to close in along with Rico Abreu, Jason Pursley, and Tanner Thorson as they complete the top 5.
Peck slowing up his pace a little bit as he's getting into that slower traffic to get up and around Sams, and that is allowing Thompson and Abreu to chop into this advantage out front. Thompson's done a good job keeping Rico at bay for now as he's watching the front, trying to bring the 26 closer.
Keeping an eye on the lap times as well by your top 3 drivers. Justin Peck a 13.4 the last time. Tyler Thompson a 13.3. Taking some time off the lead. Here comes Rico to the inside. Looking for the second spot in turn 1. Slider for P2 up the racetrack. Rico's got it in turn number 2. Tyler Thompson back down the racetrack going to try and return serve into turn 3. They go side by side into 3 and 4, but Rico's got second down the front stretch.
Really rotated that car early to get to the bottom of turn number 1 did Rico, and now there are 0 lap cars in between your leader, Justin Peck, and Rico Abreu. Going to start battling for this lead at the Skagit Nationals.
PSG, please stay green as they roll into the back of the field. Justin Peck closing in on Dominic Scelzi. Gets into the cushion. Here comes Rico Abreu down the back straightaway. 5 car lengths separate the top 2. They have pulled away from Tyler Thompson and Jason Pursley. It's mano-y-mano, the 26 and the 24.
Justin's got to know that the pace has not been where he needs to in terms of getting around slower cars as he will crest around the middle groove with Rico trying to chop into him. He laps Scelzi, 13 to go for Peck, but Abreu is stalking.
Justin Peck running the slider line in turns 1 and 2. Enters on the bottom, slides up to the cushion. I'm not sure if that's where he wants to be at right now. Rico trying to close in. Let's check the lap times. A 13.5 for Peck, a 13.1 for Rico as they roll down the back straightaway, closing in on championship leader Brad Sweet.
Rico doesn't have that same shot off the bottom like he's had the last couple of nights, but he's been so good up and around the cushion as here comes Rico Abreu, eyeballing the 26 of Justin Peck, who is lapping Brad Sweet.
This time by less than 10 laps to go in the Skagit Nationals. Peck a little bit tight through the center, 3 and 4. Here comes Rico down the front straightaway. Rico Abreu in the back pocket of Justin Peck. He'll try and run the middle. Peck on the cushion. They're 3 wide with the lap car. Down the back straightaway, Justin Peck's got to go, and he's got to go right now, Caleb.
Peck is going to have to solve the wheel spin coming off corner number 4 that's bit him a couple of times. There's the move to the bottom. Abreu for the lead with 8 to go. He's got it.
Rico Abreu to the top spot now. Justin Peck getting up in the seat. He's got to make something happen here with less than 7 laps to go. Rico rolls back into turn 1. Justin Peck going to run the middle. Rico still some lap cars to deal with as the 14 of Darren Pittman lies ahead, but this time by he's only got 6 laps to go to be a 2-time back-to-back Skagit Nationals champion.
We'll go back further in the field to watch Brent Marks clip off Tanner Thorson. That is for 6th as Marks storming his way through. Thorson back to the bottom, looking to retake it out of turn number 2.
5 laps to go this time by for Rico Abreu. We mentioned Tanner Thorson. He's still out in a spirited battle with Marks, Eliason, and Solwold back there as they battle just outside of the top 5. Rico Abreu, that time by was a 9/10 of a second lead. This time by his lead has grown to 1.2 seconds over Justin Peck.
Rico Abreu again feels inevitable at the front of this field. This time by 37 in the books. 3 remaining on the ledger, and we've got 1 off the pace in the front straightaway.
Will not draw caution. Tanner Holmes on the infield apron. We stay green for now. Down the back straightaway. No lap cars between the top 2, but 1.2 seconds is the gap that Peck needs to make up. 2 laps to go for Rico.
Holmes got off racetrack.
There's almost a wreck in turn 2. Chase Randall and Joel Myers ran into each other in turn 2. We stay green.
It's going to be a ugly group ahead of Abreu. He's going to have to make the right choice. He's got a half a straightaway between himself and Justin Peck. 1 lap to go at the Skagit Nationals.
Down the back straightaway for Rico Abreu, looking to make it a weekend sweep at the Skagit Nationals worth over $150,000. 2 nights in a row, 2 years in a row at the Skagit Nationals for Rico Abreu. He gets it done. Justin Peck second, Dason Pursley third, Tyler Thompson fourth, and Justin Sanders the top 5. Rico Abreu. We mentioned that Silver Dollar Speedway, that is Cory Day's personal ATM. Skagit Speedway is Rico's personal ATM. He wins the highest paying race in Kubota High-Limit Racing history, and I told you those two got into each other. Joel Myers Jr. and Chase Randall are not happy with each other after the checkered flag. Abreu, Peck, Pursley, Thompson, Sanders, Marks, Thorson, Solwold, Eliason, and Colton Heath with a top 10 run here tonight. Nice run for him. Gio Scelzi, Trey Stark, Lynch, Jesse Schlotfeldt, and Chase Randall, the top 15. Then Joel Myers, Brenham Crouch, Darren Pittman, Brad Sweet, Dominic Scelzi, Danny Sams, Tanner Holmes, Max Mittry, Robbie Price complete the field here at the Skagit Nationals. And he is the new Kubota High-Limit Racing points leader in the process. Climbing out of the Swan Island sheet metal number 24, a $156,000 weekend. He's climbing up top. Let him hear you, Skagit Speedway. Rico Abreu. An absolutely dominating performance all weekend long. Thursday night, Friday night, winning from 7th. Tonight, he does it from the inside of row number 2. Passing a determined Justin Peck to get the job done and win the biggest race in high-limit racing history. Ricky Warner's down there, Brady Forbrook, Zach Middlebrooks. He'll get the helmet off, of course, the Hoosier Tire neckband, the Sunoco Race Fuels checkered flag, and the Kubota High-Limit Racing Victory Lane hat. He came into the weekend 75 points back, 4th in the championship, and he will head to Tuscarora 50 weekend at Port Royal as the new points leader with the series. He'll climb on top of the Whiskey Myers Victory Lane stage and talk to Tony Laporta.
5 straight victories at the Skagit Speedway. The crowd has amassed him here in Whiskey Myers Victory Lane. Skagit, he can hear you, he can see you. For the 2nd time in 2 years, your Skagit Nationals go to Rico Abreu. How about that? 2nd year in a row. Your middle name must be Skagit. How did you do it tonight? 2 prelims from 7th to 1st. Tonight seemed a little bit more difficult. What went into that victory?
I put all this on my team. I can consistently talk about my team, and it's just, about just the presentation that they bring to the racetrack. Where they've brought to me, these 3 gentlemen working on my race car, and where they brought to me in the life of my career right now. And at 33 years old, I just, become really emotional talking about these guys because you become a family. You race 55 times a year. We're at our 55th race tonight, and we got 25 more to go this year. And you come to these crown jewel events that these guys like Kevin Rudine have so much passion in motorsports, and they really want you fans to have an incredible experience at these races. And it's just important for us drivers to continue to put on a show. And my car just kept getting better and better every lap, and we did some stuff there in the dash, and the track was quite green, and my anxiety was a little bit higher than last night, just the anxiousness and to get going and get the race going. And then we kept getting cautions there, and I know the 26 just would set a freaking touring pace, and to get to traffic and then to try to manage lap traffic can be really, really difficult. So just happy for our partners. Pacific Boring, we got some of their family members here tonight. I know Mike Bellows, my family, Royal Jones, Rich Stadelhofer, Jim Watson from Arc Zone, the Hunt family, associated with Jackson Superhero Foundation, is, they're all a part of this race team. And, when people like them are at these races, it's important for me to, be able to showcase how this race team works, and they're getting a bang for their buck in their investing in Rico Abreu Racing.
Hey, people come and watch you. They get their bang for their buck no matter where we are. You said this is yours and your team's 55th race of 2025. Tonight is the 100th race in Kubota High Limit Racing's very young history. You're a major part of this series. What I want to know from you, can you take us behind the steering wheel? And you take us into the cockpit and give us some kind of an idea of the pressure, the intensity that you feel when racing at crown jewel events for $126,000 like this one.
I mean, it's, these events can make or break someone's career, just the direction they go and into winning these races. And I know that, you know, on the performance side of things, and then the marketing and just the presentation side of things, how important it is at these events that, you know, we as a team accelerate. So, you know, I just, you know, the vision side of it, I just believe so much in Kyle and Larson's and Brad Sweet's vision and FloSports, you know, just what they've done with the streaming avenues of our sport and the money that's injected, the money that, you know, the World of Outlaws have been injecting into the industry. And it's just, it's really, really healthy for our sport right now. And to look up here on the 4 wide and see all you fans with your lights out and the fireworks, and it's just, you know, it makes you really want to get up on the wheel and race hard for you guys.
Last year you signed up to be a high roller. That was the first year. This is the second year you've ever had perfect attendance with a sprint car points-paying championship. The last time you pursued a season full length with every race on the calendar was back in your NASCAR truck days pre-2018. You are racing against some of the best sprint car drivers in the world. Whether you know it or not, tonight, you just took over the championship point lead with Kubota High Limit Racing. How hard has that been to raise your program to this level, and what does it mean to you personally to be the top man on the points here with High Limit?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. It just, you know, shows the strength in this team to continue to work. And we went through the West Coast here, and, you know, 2 weeks ago, I was 71 points back out of the lead, and I knew that, you know, we really had to dig deep. And going into these next few weeks, you know, our tracks that have really suited my style, and I just knew driving up here from Douglas County that I had to win some races at Skagit Speedway, and going into Port Royal next week, and then Eldora and Lernerville, or Lernerville, Eldora, and then Bridgeport, Path Valley, and a few more, you know, so the points are going to be tight all the way to the last race of the year at Texas Motor Speedway, and, you know, I'm definitely ready for the challenge.
You guys had a tough road to get to Port Royal last year. A blown truck engine made it a little bit difficult to enjoy your victory here at Skagit. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Our final order of business, you've won another feature with Kubota High Limit. As a full-time high roller, you get to send $1,000 of our series' angel donors money to any charity you wish to support. Where's that money going tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to donate that $1,000 to Jackson Superhero Foundation. I'm going to match that donation to make it $2,000. And I know a couple partners of mine, Jared Hunt and Brian Hankins, also have matched that donation to make it $4,000 being donated to Jackson Superhero Foundation tonight.
We're gonna bring the Chasm Safety Products box up behind you, your win sticker, your golden ticket, and how about the check for $126,000, brother? You just won the Skagit Nationals. Rico Abreu's your winner. Let's go back upstairs to Chase Rodman.
Thank you very much, Tony. Yes, we need to get to our Contingency Award winners here tonight. The Race Routine Foundation Rookie of the Race, that's an easy one. His best finish of the season. First podium run for Dason Pursley tonight, car number 13. He's the Race Routine Foundation Rookie of the Race. Rico Abreu, the Jake's Golf Cart's fastest lap of the race award. He ran a 12.278 second lap on lap number 7 of tonight's A main event. And the hard charger, Rod and Supply hard charger, and the Alberta boys extra $400 will go to Trey Starks, a 22nd to 12th place effort for him, plus 10 for the Rod and Supply hard charger. Tony, back to you.
You started on the pole, you stand on the podium in second, you've still got an ice cold Miller Lite in your hands. You told me in the pit area earlier today, maybe it was night number 1 when Rico Abreu went around to you. Typically a sprint car driver gets right up on the wheel, grips it hard and says, I gotta go back and get that guy. But on Thursday night you said you sat back and you watched him. Tonight, I imagine it was a different reaction when he went around you.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little irritated with myself just because, you know, there was a point there when I caught traffic. I couldn't really hold the top as nice as I had been earlier in the race in 1 and 2, and I kind of slowed my pace down a little bit, just not even realizing the top in 3 and 4 had been coming in, and I was struggling kind of in 1 and 2 a little bit, so I never even thought to go to the top in 3 and 4 to build momentum. I just, I kept getting the wing back, and I felt pretty stuck through the middle, bottom area, and just, even though I was slowing my pace down, I thought, man, I'm gripped up enough, I should be fine. But, once he passed me, I just started hammering the top again in 1 and 2, and of course, the top kind of cleaned off a little bit. My car started feeling a lot better, and just, kind of feel like I could have done a little bit more to make it harder on Rico, but all in all, I mean, just with the struggle that we've had these last handful of weeks, I'm really proud of the 26 team, and just the grind that it takes to overcome adversity like that. It's hard to do, man, and not many teams are capable of doing it. So, all in all, just proud of my guys, Tyler, Brandon, A-Rod. I want to say thanks to Kevin and Monica, my girlfriend, for slinging cotton behind the stands all weekend, and this West Coast swing's been tough, but it's nice to cap it off here with a podium. Just like I said, just a little bit frustrated with myself. I didn't get to put the Ford Performance Race Redeem Foundation Hager Realty 26 in Victory Lane, and it would have been really cool to win at Skagit Speedway, $126,000 with Skagit on the wing. But we'll take the second and move on to Port Royal.
That's good money to go into the root beer float fund for Alex. But I want to ask you, despite the result not being what you wanted, when you look around here and you see this track and you see the team you drive for and you see where you're standing with, who you're standing with, what goes through your mind?
Just pretty grateful for the opportunity to get to drive such a badass race car for the team that I do. Like I said, there's not very many teams in the entire world that can overcome adversity, and just right out of the gate, once we take a little reset, bang off 2 podiums like we did, and have 3 really consistent nights of racing. So we'll. When we come back out next year for Dirt Cup, we'll try to figure out how to find that little bit of speed that Rico's got that nobody else seems to have around Skagit Speedway, and hopefully then we can win Dirt Cup and then come back here for the High Limit Nationals and be Rico next year.
That's the Race Routine Foundation, Skagit Speedway, number 26, Justin Peck, finishing in the 2nd position. We move now to Dason Pursley. I'm not sure how you feel about tonight's results, so I'll ask you here in a moment. But first, let's set the scene. 1 year ago, you come out to a Kubota High Limit event. I think it was Lake Ozarks, maybe the first time we saw you in that Eikenberry number 25. You were just dipping your toes into the world of wing sprint car racing, maybe less than 10 featured nights under your belt in a 410 wing sprint car. Tonight, you stand here with over 30 nights of national touring wing racing experience under your belt. You stand on the podium next to Rico Abreu, next to Justin Peck. How do you quantify where you are right now in a wing sprint car?
I think it's great. I'm very happy with the progress that I've made, but it wouldn't have been possible, like you said, with at the Eikenberries and Justin Giddings for giving me an opportunity to showcase my talent in the wing car, and then of course everyone with Book Motorsports. Tom gave me an opportunity to come out here and race a phenomenal race car, and with great partners like Jerry Petty with the Vonnie Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash. Everyone that's part of that thing is just really good to me, and they take a chance on a young kid to come out here and showcase his talent, and I'm just fortunate enough to drive the race car.
I met you in 2021. You were racing USAC National Midgets. I got to talk about them. Today, we're both with a massive major touring wing sprint car racing series. If you can, explain to these people, explain to me, how hard is it to come out and do this night after night after night?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard. It's challenging for sure to beat up and down the road 100 times a year, and then to race against people like Rico, who's at the top of their game right now, it's extremely hard. It's grueling. You can't get too down on yourself when times get tough, and you just kind of have to bounce back and try the best you can. But it goes just again with the people that I have around me. With unfortunately Sean getting hurt where he can't be here, but I know he's watching, and we've been playing phone tag all weekend, so allow him to do that. And then we have Randy West out here helping us, and we had Woody to help us get through a couple of trying times, and then Gabe and Tyler have been busting their butt for me all the time. So just a lot of great people that help it and make it easier to beat up and down the road at these trying times, and like I said, it just makes my job a whole lot easier when I have this support group behind me.
Hey, a 3rd place tonight. Hopefully your video study is a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, I'll get to watch it on Flow. I was up front.
We like to hear that right there. Dason Pursley's going to rewatch tonight's broadcast on Flow to learn and study how he was able to get to a podium result here with Kubota High Limit Racing. Justin Peck, with a bit of a distraught look on his face after starting on the pole, finishes in second, but it's Rico Abreu standing on the top in Whiskey Myers victory lane for the 3rd straight night this weekend and his 5th straight feature victory at the Skagit Speedway.